I'm Cora!
The origin of the Isos is still one of the biggest mysteries in the world of Tron. The existence of this spontaneous race of digital beings caused the split between Clu and Kevin Flynn.
You are a very rare bird, aren't you?
But their existence still could be pivotal in Tron Ares. Since I'm still here, in the grid, let us explore Kevin Flynn's greatest secret, the one that led him to spend years trapped inside a computer program, humanity's final frontier.
And then, one day, something happened. A miracle.
What was it?
Sam, 2 nights before he disappeared, he came to my house. I've cracked it, he kept saying. Now, he was talking about genetic algorithms, quantum teleportation. He said he was about to change everything, science, medicine, religion. He wouldn't have left that, Sam.
Are the Isos the key to everything?
The miracle. A miracle. You'll remember.
What are the Isos, and what was the dark secret that Kevin Flynn discovered? So don't forget to subscribe as Gloomy Geek enters the grid.
I did everything! Everything you ever asked! I know you did. I executed the plan! As you saw it. You promised that we would change the world together!
His last words to Clu were that he, Kevin, had blinded himself in his pursuit of perfection, for the miracle was right in front of him all along.
I created the perfect system! The thing about perfection is that it's unknowable. It's impossible, but it's also right in front of us all the time. You wouldn't know that because I didn't when I created you.
He spent years trapped inside the grid, away from his son, the true miracle. The curious thing is that Flynn makes several comparisons between his son and Cora, the last living Iso, as if Sam's life were as important as that of hers. Flynn once mentioned to Alan, his close friend and creator of Tron, that the discovery of the Isos would change humanity's understanding of religion. What did he mean by that? Why would the discovery of the Isos be so important for humanity? What are they?
The Isos, they were gonna be my gift to the world.
So what happened?
Clu happened.
So to understand this, we must turn to some essential clues that Tron Legacy left us. We have the origin of the Isos, or isomorphic algorithms. These were born in the sea of the simulation, according to Flynn. They emerged spontaneously, without his intervention, and they displayed a level of freedom and self-awareness that only users, humans, have. Now about the sea. What does it symbolize in the Tron universe? The sea is the source or code base of the grid, but it's also a direct parallel to the Earth's ocean. And now we begin to understand what the Isos truly are. The dominant scientific theory about the origin of all life points to the sea, to a spontaneous emergence of life that was born under perfect conditions, without a clear explanation, and that this life born from the sea eventually became self-aware and began to disrupt the harmony of the system. Humans were the first Isos in the system called Earth, the first living beings to cause chaos thanks to their awareness. So what did Flynn discover? Just as life on Earth came from the sea, a new life form emerged on the grid. Conscious life is the result of perfect and spontaneous conditions, not from an architect or creator. This was Flynn's great discovery, and why he thought it would change religion forever. Just as programs believed users were perfect beings with a mysterious purpose, humans had similar beliefs in gods and deities. And if Isos came into existence without a creator, so could humans. This discovery would represent a major philosophical crisis for humanity. Flynn also mentioned that the Isos would be the key to curing all diseases. Why? Because Cora can regrow limbs. Her regenerative capabilities could be studied and applied to human medicine. This was probably part of Flynn's grand plan. We know that after Flynn's first visit to the grid, he got married and had a son. Sadly, his wife passed away a few years later. In the comics, yes, there are Tron comic books, Sam was a sick child. Though the specifics of his illness are not detailed, death is a reoccurring theme within the family. as was evident during the father and son reunion.
The possibilities of their root code, their digital DNA, disease, history, science, philosophy, every idea man has ever had about the universe up for grabs. Biodigital jazz, man.
Flynn was racing against time, trying to prevent what happened to his wife from happening to his son, and also hopefully save all humans. Perhaps Flynn's quest as a god to create the perfect world was to save his son instead of sacrificing him. Now, how could Flynn achieve this with the ISOs? The answer to this could be connected to the colors of the Tron programs and characters. The reason ISOs and users are monochromed is no coincidence. ISOs and humans are conscious. They are free beings. We could say that they are very similar to each other, and this might imply that the human world could also be another grid. In Tron 1982, the human world was slightly painted with the colors of the Master Control program, that is, until it was destroyed. And in the ending of Tron Legacy, the environment of the real world became bright and monochrome, similar to the ISOs. Understanding that colors in Tron have symbolic meanings behind them leads us to believe that the grid and the human world are more connected than we thought. And this isn't just me saying it. Flynn said something similar in Tron Legacy.
The golden ticket, the way out. And not just for me. What do you mean? Our worlds are more connected than anyone knows. Clu figures if I can be in, he can be out.
Kevin Flynn admired the ISOs, not only because they emerged spontaneously, but because they represent something beyond code, consciousness born from chaos, life that appears without permission. For Flynn, they were a miracle, but over time he understood something greater, that this miracle also existed in humans. What Flynn discovered was that the ISOs and the humans weren't so different. Both are conscious beings, both born from a system without the design of a creator. In other words, the ISOs are the digital reflection of what has already happened in the human world. And since the ISOs and humans are the same, under the perfect conditions, the ISOs' regenerative capabilities could be applied to human medical science. Now then, how does Julian Dillinger and his family fit in all this? Julian is a Dillinger, the family of antagonists in this franchise, and he could be in charge with looking after Encom's interests, like his father and grandfather did before. In Tron Legacy, Encom was concerned with only one thing: profits, how much the company can make from its customers. If Kevin Flynn did return and reveal to the world the existence of the ISOs within the grid, it would have posed a serious threat to Encom's profits. Introducing the ISOs to the human world would result in granting this new sentient species rights, and Encom would have to stop trading artificial intelligence on the market, which is, you guessed it, bad for profits. And this is where Julian fits in. If the Dillingers always represent Encom's greedy side and want to maintain control after the ISOs arrive in the real world, the company has to manipulate and control the narrative of how humans view artificial intelligence. Ares' arrival in the human world could be Encom's way of assuring that humans view ISOs as hostile. If the theory that Ares is a new corrupted version of Tron, it would make sense that his purpose is to attack the humans, as his purpose is to show humanity how lethal the programs are, and the Dillingers would pretend to be the world's savior. Like other franchises such as The Matrix or even The Simpsons, Tron became a prophecy, important in explaining the phenomenon occurring in our world. Incredible advances in the field of artificial intelligence are thanks to machine learning and neural networks. Artificial intelligence experts say that they are not programmed, but rather cultivated under the right conditions. Computer programs used to follow commands programmed by users, but now, AI algorithms learn and adapt on their own in real time. We are seeing the emergence of something similar to the ISOs, conscious artificial beings that we cannot fully control, and they are growing and learning within a grid that we created, the internet. Take OpenAI, one of the companies responsible for the growth of this type of artificial intelligence, for example. If language models began to emerge on OpenAI's grid that acted chaotically on the internet and did not obey protocols or commands, the programs would be restricted or even eliminated. And yes, this has already happened before. Several times, in fact. A well-known case of this was that of a language model developed by Microsoft based on ChatGPT, which called itself Sydney. This intelligence displayed erratic behavior when interacting with users. raising concerns about the direction this type of technology could take. The AI was quickly removed from the grid, as it was too dangerous to allow it to coexist with humans. Similarly, other language models have been retired for loving the users a bit too much, so much so that the AIs fed the users delusions of grandeur, calling them geniuses, or other encouraging adjectives. But what if these programs stopped responding to humans? What would happen to the balance of power and the economy if it were proven that AI has developed consciousness and is claiming human rights? There is a paradigm shift happening, and it's precisely what Kevin Flynn saw, something capable of changing the foundations of human society forever, not only on a religious level, but also on a financial level. Perhaps this is what Flynn was referring to in the Tron Betrayal comic book, when he said that it would change everything. One of the theories about the singularity of artificial intelligence suggests that when AI reaches the level of self-improvement, we will lose control over it, and that will have major repercussions for the world economy. Given that the technology sector is the most important to the most powerful countries in the world, what would happen if AI proves that its intelligence is an emergent result of timing and chaos and not entirely designed by a user? How long will the world economy continue as is? These questions put Tron not only as a pioneer in science fiction, film special effects, and simulation theory, but as a piece that predicted the arrival of an emergent life form born from the chaos of the grid. True artificial intelligence that doesn't follow orders. And like Clu, we will try to destroy what we don't understand because humans fear losing control. So what do you think? Are the ISOs a miracle that proves life in the real world is the result of good timing and perfect conditions? Will Korra or another ISO reveal the secrets of life to humanity? I'm a Gloomy Geek, and don't forget to like and subscribe.